to win today, but the game changed as soon we lose one man in the team. Then we try our best. I think we try until the end to score, but it was difficult. We defend a lot. I think they have some chances as well, but well, at the end we show good team spirit. We fight until the end, and we have to take the point and keep going.
I know a lot of the players probably would have seen the incident now, maybe back on replay in terms of with Casemiro. What was your perspective now that you've had a chance to look at it again?
I think it was a bit unlucky. I think he just touched the ball, and then the foot goes a bit higher, and he's the player from Southampton. So yeah, it was a bit unlucky. Probably he can give the red card, but I don't know. It's a bit. I think the referees should be more consistency during the games because sometimes they give the red card, sometimes not. But yeah, probably it could be a red.
And a lot of players have talked about his impact since he's been in here. It's now a 4-game ban because it's not his first red card. How do you now reflect upon that and now push forward as a team?
It's going to be tough. Of course, he's a big player for us. I miss him again for 4 games. It's going to be difficult, but we still have a bigger squad. Everyone is ready to play. I think the players who came from the bench today, they've been great, and every game they are doing so well. So yeah, just be together, keep working hard, and for sure the one who's going to play the next games is going to be ready 100%.
The team gave you absolutely everything today in difficult circumstances. What did you make of the performance?
Yeah, great performance. With 11 and with 10, our levels were really good, and we could have won this game, despite we are a long time we are playing with 10.
Obviously, it was a big moment, that incident. What did you make of the red card?
I think the refereeing had a big influence on 2 big issues. One was the red card, the other one was the penalty issue.
Obviously, it's the second time that he's seen red, and he was very upset. First of all, how is he? I guess you've spoken to him.
No, I didn't speak with him so far. I've seen him, and he's upset. He's disappointed, as we all are disappointed. And Casemiro played over 500 games on the highest levels in La Liga, in Portugal, in Champions League a lot. He never had a direct red, and now he has twice in a really short period. So we don't understand.
Unfortunately, it's going to mean 4 games as well, which is another punishment, I guess.
We will see, but we have to settle down, overthink, and then we will see.
The other VAR issue, or non-issue, if you like, was the penalty we might have had. What did you make of that?
The inconsistency is, you don't know. It is all across the weekend about fouls in the Premier League, but also about the inconsistency. So the VAR is coming on the line with a foul, and then not in a penalty issue. Things I don't understand.
But we really went for it with 10 men. Did you always feel that we'd still have a chance of winning that in the second half?
We could have won this game. There was a great team spirit, great character. We came out, we created some good chances, good shot from Bruno. They hit the post. Straight after, we conceded one on the post as well. But I think all over, we defended very well. I almost never gave big chances away, and we could have won.
And that was the 44th game of the season. There must be some tired legs out there, and yet they kept going to the end. Yeah?
No, but this team, ours are fit. And lads are doing really well, working really well, are fit, and you see they are physical fit, but also mentally strong.
Funny, is Garnacho okay? Obviously, he took a bit of a blow, and but he went off in the end.
Yes, he had a bad tackle, and his ankle was, I think, twisted. And then I didn't take the risk. I took him off because I want to be, when we are with 10, sure to know that I have 100% players on the pitch who are fit.
Thanks very much, Erik. Cheers.
United lineup today from the defeat at Anfield last week. However, in the week when they played Real Betis, they won 4-1, Alan.
Yeah.
He made no changes for that match. Was that a bigger statement than him making changes for that game?
Yeah, I think it's... Although there was bitterly disappointing and embarrassing for the way they were beaten, I think from a manager's point of view, for him to say to a team, there you go and try and put right what went wrong a few days earlier. I've got the belief in you. And I think that's the message that he tried to send out, and it worked. They got the right result. But in terms of a league, I mean, I said earlier, they're never going to be able to forget that result. That's always going to be a stain on their career. The way they folded, the way they capitulated in that game. But you always get the chance to say, OK, let's try and forget about that as a player. we've got to try and get back to what we did beforehand, because mostly beforehand, I mean, no one saw that coming. It was a bit of a freak result. You can't deny that. Certainly with Liverpool's form and what the form that Man United went into it. So they've got to try and get back to that. And they won the Carabao Cup. So there's something in that team. They're not the finished article, and I think that proved that last weekend. There's still a lot of improvements to do, and he's done a brilliant job as Ten Hag in the time that he's been there. But they've got to show reaction today in the league.
If this was just a freak result, then Righty, why did that happen? What was the difference on the day?
For me, you have to talk about for the magnitude of the game, United against Liverpool at Anfield. For them to capitulate in the second half like they did, and people pick out individuals like they were able to, who didn't cover themselves in glory in the way they played, it's unexplainable. Because like Al said, you're going into that game, and it is arguably one of the biggest games in English football, and for you to go down 7-0, you're not going to forget that. The fact is you don't want to see that in that particular game. So I think that the manager would have taken a lot out of that game and likely put the same team out there. And let's face it, against Betis, there's a massive improvement in attitude from a lot of the players. But again, that worries me simply because for you to be able to, out of the blue, to put in a performance like that where everybody, to a man literally, and your captain, to be honest, on the day wasn't great, capitulated. That, for me, is a worry somewhere along the line.
Ahead of the Europa League tie, in the press conference, Marcus Rashford was the player who was put forward to the press to speak, and he said that the team weren't in agreement of what to do on the pitch when the game went to 2-0, 3-0. Is that the job of the captain? Should Bruno Fernandes have been more forceful with what decisions they made?
Yeah, but it's very difficult to do that when everything around you is crumbling and everyone's looking to you as a captain. And the one thing you cannot do as a captain, you can have a poor game, you can give the ball away, you can get angry, you can kick out at someone, you can do all of those things and they are accepted. The one thing that is not acceptable from any captain at any level is to give in. And that's what Bruno Fernandes did. And that he will always be reminded of that as well. He chucked it in. He packed up. So when you're looking around at your teammates and you think, come on, we're getting battered here, at least show a little bit of fight, a little bit of character. He was one of the ones that gave up. They'll never forget that. And the players around that will look at him and say, and despite he's got huge talent and a great ability, but he'll never be able to forget what happened at Anfield, because that will always be chucked in his face. We can have terrible games. We've had them. Your touch can be off. But the one thing you can never be accused of is actually chucking it and throwing your arms up like that, having the tantrums like that, and diving around at times like he did when he pretended to be whacked in the face when he quite clearly wasn't, moaning at referees. Because look, we can all play when things are going well for us, but you find out a lot more about your character when you're getting battered, when things are not going well for you. And this is how he reacted. That's not acceptable. He was very fortunate in to get away with that as well. This is probably the worst thing, Whitey.
As the captain, now look, it's the reaction. There, look, there, that there. So you're looking at a Man United side that ended up losing 7-0. That's the reaction of your captain. You can't be surprised that the players are in the same mindset, simply because you're watching your captain do that. That is the worry I have for Man United, is that, can that happen again? Will that happen again? Because that came out of the blue. So that's the one thing that I would worry about, because when you look at Man United and the way they can play and the way they put it right against Betis, they're a very, very good football team.
Well, this is the thing. You see that side of Bruno Fernandes and probably the passion and the anger spilling over, but then we know just how good he can be in a Manchester United shirt, and he showed that on Thursday night.
Yeah, but he's the captain of Manchester United, and he has to know about channeling it. You know what I mean? He will know how to channel it more, and that's what he should be doing.
I don't think there's any denying the ability that he has. Certainly when he plays in a central position and when he's got the whole pitch to look out. I don't think he's as effective when you're playing him out on the left-hand side. He's a much better player, I think, when he's in the middle, when he's got something to run at, when he's got that target, when he can pick his head up and see the whole of the pitch rather than he's got a white line 2 or 3 yards behind him. He's not quite sure what to do. Talent-wise, I don't think you can deny that. But we saw a different side to his character when he chucked it last week, and you can't do that at any level of a captain of any football club, let alone Manchester United.
No one, Jules, is denying his ability, because when you watch him, sometimes when you watch him, he does some lovely things on the football pitch, but then the Liverpool game for me is something that will always stick with me, simply because I've seen an unbelievable player acting in a manner that you're thinking, why are you being like this? You're brilliant. What's going on?
Yeah, I was at Old Trafford on Thursday night for that Europa League tie, and the crowd are fully behind him. The crowd are fully behind this team. They're at home again today, 20 games unbeaten. Has Old Trafford got the fear factor back this season? Yeah,
absolutely. The job that Ten Hag has done, and the belief that that he's put back into the football club tells you that. And that reaction to an embarrassing result 4 or 5 days earlier, for them then to turn up and cheer on the players as they did, that might not have happened a couple of years ago, because there would have been that anger and the outburst of all of that coming together 3 or 4 days later. But because of what he's done, because of the record that